Now we know the secret's out. The hubs doesn't like my bandanas. Canon, these people are gonna think I've lost my ever-loving mind. Oh my goodness, a few of these will give my husband a run for his money. That's for sure.
Hey designers, and welcome back. Today we're going to be doing another Get Ready With Me, so stick around. How's everybody doing? I had to get ready today. We got another ball game tonight, and excuse me, I got to start for a minute by pulling a few hairs. Did any of y'all have to do that? I can remember being a teenager, and you guys are going to have to excuse that background noise. If you're watching through Vlogmas, then you know today is a busy day of cookie baking. Baby girl is getting those ready for Bub's soccer team tonight, so you guys are probably going to hear that blender off and on and maybe a little framming here and there, but that's all right. We'll just work through it together. Anyway, I can remember being a teenager and laughing at all of those what I thought were old ladies at the time. Come to find out they weren't so old at all, having to worry about hairs growing under their chin. And I thought it was so hilarious and knew that just would never happen to me. And well, here we are. So please let me know you're in the same boat I am. Oh my goodness, a few of these will give my husband a run for his money. That's for sure. Oh boy, if I miss just a couple of days here or there, they get out of control and so long, you guys. Like, what is up with that? Don't even know. Don't even know. But anyway, just part of growing older, I guess. So for all of you a little bit younger people that watch, and I know according to my demographics on my channel, there are a few of you who are in their 20s and early 30s. You don't have this problem yet. Most of you probably don't anyway. So just one more thing to look forward to when you get my age. Which I have to tell you the truth, I have seriously contemplated trying some of the little razors that you can buy for women. They're like the little, they look like a straight razor, like what you used to shave a man's neck with. But they make some that are more specifically for women, a little daintier and more feminine, I guess. And I've seriously thought about trying those because I have so much peach fuzz down here in this area. And sometimes when I get my foundation on, you know, like foundation is wet. So whenever you're rolling it around, those little hairs can kind of get twisted and they don't always just lay straight. And then it just looks fuzzy, and you know what I'm talking about. And I never knew. I mean, I knew that some women like shaved their face full out with men's razors and just went to town with it. I was always afraid to do that because I had always heard that your hair would grow back stiffer and that you didn't really want to shave that off because of that. And I thought, I don't want to start growing a big, thick beard. But I've done a little more research on it, and supposedly if you use those little ones like that, it's not supposed to make the hair grow back any thicker or more coarse or anything like that. I mean, obviously it's still going to grow back, but it's not supposed to grow thicker or beard-like or anything. So, I don't know. I've been contemplating, because the older I get, the more I seem to notice it. I don't know if I'm just paying attention more, or if it really is that the hair is just getting a little more dense in that area. Not sure. Let me know down below. Do any of you guys use those little razors? How do you like them? Do you use them regularly? What's the process? Have you tried them and then you didn't like them because it did cause maybe some more hair growth? Let me know before I step out and venture into that area of the unknown. Not really going to go for much of a particular kind of look today. I think I'm just going to go a lot more neutral because Bub has a soccer game tonight and I'm not real sure yet what I want to wear. So therefore, if I keep it just kind of neutral, I can wear whatever I want when the time comes to actually get dressed and ready to go. So I think that might be the plan, just a little simple and kind of neutral. I really probably wouldn't even worry about makeup at all, except for my face is just a little redder than normal. Got some hormone issues going on, I believe. I just want to even out my skin tone some today, so that's what we're doing. So How many of you are ready for Christmas? Oh my goodness, you guys. I cannot even believe it. Let's see, today's Friday, so that gives us like 10 days. I don't remember the actual date for today. Is today the 15th or the 16th? 9 or 10 days is all we have left till Christmas. And I didn't really realize how fast time was getting away from us. Because, you know, you're just busy going along. I don't really pay attention to dates. I mean, I kind of do, especially whenever I say Vlogmas Day, whatever, every morning. But it just really wasn't registering, I guess, how time was really flying till the baby girl and I went shopping earlier in the week to get some gifts for our children's church Christmas party this weekend. And when we walked into a couple of the stores, Big Lots in particular, we were looking back at the Christmas section and it's almost all completely empty. And I said, whoa, baby, look, almost all the Christmas shelves are empty, and they had already started bringing out spring items. And that really shocked me because it was then, you know, like reality hit me like, oh wow, we really are close to Christmas. I just wasn't thinking we had gotten that close already. So, hope you guys are ready because it's coming, ready or not. And it will be here sooner than we all know it. This year seems to have gone so fast. It seems like just yesterday we were doing last year's Vlogmas with you guys. I mean, it really has just seemed like an incredibly fast year. How about for the rest of you? I don't know if it's just been because we've had a lot of activity, and you guys know we're pretty super busy all the time. I don't know if that's it, or like they say, just the older you get, the faster time really does feel like it flies. I'm not sure. Maybe all of it kind of factors in together. Not sure why or how that works, but I've heard a lot of people say that this year. I've heard a lot of people talking about Christmas seems to have come up on them a lot faster this year than in most years. So I don't know. Just feels like it's come so fast this year. We plan and we plan for it, and it seems like just yesterday we were putting up the decorations, and it won't be long. We're going to be pulling those decorations down. Can you guys believe it? We leave our Christmas decorations up until New Year's Day. Most of the time we start taking them down January 2nd. We'll start working on taking them down. There has been years, though. One year in particular, I left mine up until January the 18th. Because I just never had the time. That's when the kids were a little smaller and we were so busy. You know, you got little kids and life is just busy at that point. And so I just had not had the opportunity to take them down. And the only reason I finally got them down when I did was because we were having a get-together at our house for our church that year, and they were all going to be here. It was the 18th of January on the day that I finally thought, I better get those down before this weekend or these people are going to think I've lost my ever-loving mind. So I forced myself to get them down so that they wouldn't still be up whenever people came that late in January. There have been a few years, though, where we've actually left the exterior lights around the perimeter of the house, not the yard lights, but the perimeter of the house. There have been a few years where we've actually just left them up all year long. And it's kind of funny because I can remember whenever I was dating my husband, way back still in high school, I had come over for a visit, and his dad still had Christmas lights around the outside of his house in like June. And I can remember thinking, that is so strange. I'm not even going to worry about bronzer or contour today, you guys. Going to try to keep it a little simple and just a little neutral-ish, kind of just enough to add a little color for the ball game tonight. So not going to go into a whole lot of detail with all that contouring and shaping. But anyway, I laughed at him because I thought that was so funny. Like, who keeps their Christmas lights up till June? And because we had moved quite a bit when I was little, we just didn't have Christmas lights outside. And so I never knew the families did that. So anyway, then whenever we got married and decided that first time that we were going to leave the lights up just leave them up because it was just easier. The husband was so busy, he never had a chance to really get out there. And it wasn't hurting anything. You just don't plug them in and turn them on. So, I mean, unless somebody just pulls up into your yard, they're not going to know they're hanging there anyhow. So then I felt bad that I laughed at his dad all those years earlier, because then being older, I understood, oh yeah, no wonder he would leave them up. Now, we haven't done that in a long time. The husband's pretty good about getting out there and getting them down that first week of January. But, you know, hey, you're not plugging them in, and we don't live in a neighborhood per se. We live out here kind of more in the woods, and not a whole lot of people really drive down our road. And so, you know, it's like nothing but a thing just to go ahead and leave them up. How about any of you guys? Do y'all leave your lights up? Are you pretty good about getting them down in a hurry to even put them up? I tell you, some of you have become a lot more interactive down in the comments, and I really enjoy reading your stories and reading your comments, what you put down there, getting to know a little bit more about you and different ways that people celebrate different things or different customs in their life. It's a good way to learn from each other, maybe find out some more new ideas that you can do to make life a little more exciting. So tell me, what do you do about those exterior lights? Oh my goodness, just thought about this. Let's talk about these bandanas for a minute, shall we? Many of you guys have commented that you think the little bandanas are cute. And I even showed you in one of our vlogs how to tie them, because somebody had asked how to tie them. And I don't even know how. I don't even know how the conversation came up the other day with my husband, but just, I guess it was out of the blue. He might have seen it on the vlog. Speaking of that, some of y'all had asked me, does my husband and family watch my videos? And yeah, they do. I usually have them watch it with me even before I make them live. We'll just sit down and watch it all the way through as we're proofing it and editing it to make sure there's no mistakes or editing problems that need to be taken care of. You know, like, is the music too loud, not loud enough, those kind of things. So they usually watch it that way. But the Hubs isn't here a lot of times whenever I'm doing videos because he's at work. So he has it set up on his email where he gets notifications from me every time that I've uploaded a new video. So if he's not super busy at work and he has a couple of minutes, then he'll watch them at work and he gets a kick out of them. So yeah, they do. They watch them. They know. So it may be that he had actually seen in the vlog where I was showing you guys how to fold these, but he said to me, he says, you know how you feel about my ball caps? I feel the same way about your bandanas. And I got so tickled because, you guys, I tell him all the time, I hate when he wears ball caps. I don't like it at all. I don't know if it's just because, you know, he's always in his job and everything. He wears a dress shirt and tie if he's not in uniform, and most days, because he's part of the administration, especially now with his new promotion that'll start in January, he doesn't wear the uniform as often anymore. And I don't know, I'm not used to seeing him, first of all, in ball caps. That's just not used to seeing him in one, because he never wore one as a teenager. I don't think I ever, if he did, it was rarely. Like, I hardly ever remember seeing him in a ball cap. On the other hand, like with our son, he doesn't wear them much anymore actually either, but he did. I mean, our son used to wear them every day of his life, and that just became his little calling card, was for him to have his ball cap on. But for my husband, that just wasn't a normal thing. So I never, first of all, had gotten used to seeing him with a ball cap. And B, my husband has a pretty small head for an adult. Matter of fact, I can remember, like, whenever he was working on the bike patrol at the police department, he would always have to get extra small helmets. And if there was a day where they were having to share equipment or something, he never could share with anybody because his head was so small. So when he puts on a ball cap, to me, it just it brings attention to that, because the ball caps with the bill and all that, the way they are, you know, and it doesn't sit down and fit like it does on a lot of people. So I laugh at him all the time, and I'll say, "You're not going to wear that hat today, are you?" And he'll say, "Yeah, I want to." I mean, I'm never going to tell him he can't wear it, but I will suggest that, you know, you look better without it. So the other day when we got to talking about these bandanas, because I wear them a lot, I wear them around here just to help tie my hair off my face. And you guys know I have a problem with the frizz in my hair. I know you guys know, because I've gotten the nasty comments about my frizzy hair. But at any rate, a lot of the times I will just throw a bandana on to hide all that frizziness, to help keep my hair out of my face. And if we're going somewhere like out shopping or whatever, for me it's just easier than to have to stand in my bathroom for an hour trying to fight for a new hairstyle that's going to control all the frizz. I don't have time for that. So for me, it's just easier to throw it up in a little ponytail and throw a bandana on to try to disguise it, if you get what I'm trying to say. And so when he saw that video, or however it came up, he's like, "You know how you feel about my ball caps when I wear them?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "That's exactly how I feel about your bandanas." Yes, he did. True story. So now we know the secret's out. The Hubs doesn't like my bandanas. So touche, touche. I thought that was so funny, because he had never said anything before. My husband's a real mild-mannered, quiet kind of guy. You guys have probably been able to detect that through all the videos, even in our Real Talk videos. Some of you are new to the channel and you may be unaware of that playlist. We do have a playlist where people have sent us in questions for like marriage advice, budget counseling, life counseling, all that kind of stuff. And we would answer them together from a male perspective and a female perspective. There's a whole playlist called Real Talk with the Roses. I'll have it linked for you down below. But you guys could even tell from that, obviously, he is the quieter of the two. And a lot of the conversation comes from me, because that's just his personality. He's just real laid back, real quiet kind of guy. And so he never says too much to me about most stuff. You know, he's pretty easygoing if I want to do it and it's not detrimental to me or him or the kids or marriage or anything like that. He's just like free, just go with it, you know, easygoing. So he had never said anything about those bandanas. He never complains like about, do I wear makeup? Do I not wear makeup every day? You know, like some men will. He's never complained about my weight like some husbands do. Just, he's so good to me as far as all of that goes. And just, I've never had him to complain or tell me not to do something. Now, once in a while, he may make fun of a wild pair of earrings, or if I do my makeup extremely wild, or some of my shoes that are really wild, he may say something and kind of shake his head, but that's about the extent of it. So when he said that, it got me so tickled. I about fell over laughing when he said that. And I says, "Well, why didn't you ever say anything?" But anyway, so we got to run a kick out of that. So when I went to put this bandana on this morning, I thought about it and I said, I got to tell all them he hates my bandana. Have to be honest with you. Sometimes these get readies with me are not really my favorite to make, because, and yes, I have had the hateful comments come on occasion. I never claim to be a beauty guru or to know exactly what I'm doing. And I have one eye that's smaller than the other, and sometimes that makes my makeup look so uneven. Like, it will be even right here in this mirror, and whenever I'm looking head on, but then whenever I play these back and look on camera, I'm like, man, it looks like this one is always just drawn higher, because this is my eye that's a little bit smaller, which then makes everything appear different. And no matter what strategy or technique I've tried to do to make it look even, you know, and all the tricks of the trade, they still just always come off looking a little uneven on camera. And there are always them lovely people out there who've got to point that out. So these aren't my favorite to film, because I don't know if people tune in expecting like some awesome beauty tips and beauty advice or whatever, but if you are, you're not going to find it here, because I mean, I know a little bit, I kind of know a little bit what I'm doing. All I can do is show you what I'm doing, but I know it's not the best in the world, and I know that I'm no professional and all that kind of stuff, but it just always tickles me when people get so snarky on social media and they feel like they've just got to point out to you all the things that you do wrong, or make their snide comments. It's just, you know, I don't understand that. If I don't like something that I'm seeing, I just move along. You know, I don't comment, I just move along. I don't know. I just don't understand some people in social media at all. I just don't get it. But at any rate, it is what it is. People are people. It takes all kinds, I do suppose. Oh, mercy. So tell me, what else is going on with some of you guys? It's a busy time of year. You guys probably finishing up some Christmas shopping, maybe finishing up some baking. We talked a little bit last time I did a Get Ready With Me about what you guys will be doing for the holidays. So some of you have already filled me in on where you'll be spending the holidays and all that fun stuff. Tonight will be Bub's last soccer game before Christmas break. They won't have another game again until January sometime. Can't remember the date of the first game back. And tonight is an away game. Now, get what's happened. The first half of our season, all the games were home games, except for one. We traveled once. This second half of the season, it started Monday night. This past Monday night, we took you with us to a little town called, where were we? Newberry. Yeah, I think we were at Newberry Monday night. But all the rest of the games for here on out are going to be away games. No more home games the last half of the season. It's kind of strange. I never have experienced that before. Whenever I was growing up in cheerleading and all that, the games were just always, you know, intermingled. You had some at home, some away, some home, some away. And it just kind of went back and forth. Kind of puts a little bit of a hardship, to be honest with you, because when you have to travel to away games 2 and 3 nights a week, it's expensive because of gas, and depending on how far away the game is, you usually have to get something to eat because, you know, you got a long time that you're away from home. And you also have to take in consideration that some of these games at their starting time, and then when you take in drive time, some parents have to try to get off of work early to be able to make the game. So when you're trying to do that 2 and 3 days a week versus maybe 1 day a week, that can be a lot harder, and it can make it a lot more challenging for parents to get to these games. And I don't think that's something that whoever makes these schedules takes into account. So if you happen to be watching this and you're a coach or a school administrator or whoever makes the schedules, take that in consideration before setting these games the way you do, because that's a lot to take into consideration. So now for the second half of the season, all of our games will be away games, and that's going to be 2 or 3 traveling nights a week. So that makes it definitely interesting. But nonetheless, we shall make it through, one game at a time. We did have one game this week canceled on us. You guys had seen that if you're following through Vlogmas. Not sure how many of you are actually following through versus the ones who just maybe like these kind of videos instead of vlogs. But if you're following through Vlogmas, then you know on Tuesday we were just about to get ready and we get the text that the ball game had been canceled. So added a little bit of interest anyway, trying to work the schedules around Christmas and Christmas parties and Christmas shopping and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of a challenging time of year to also be adding in 2 to 3 nights a week with sports. And even on the if you don't have them a game 2 or 3 nights, you've got the practice every evening. And yeah, it's added just a little bit more challenge and excitement to the schedule, I should say. I have to tell you guys, I've been very pleased with this little eyelash curler from the Dollar Tree. I did a worth a buck on that this week. So if you haven't seen it, I'll have that link for you down below too. Now I know there was a comment that someone had made that they had purchased them, had been using them and enjoyed them, and then went to purchase another one and got one where the metal was too sharp and it cut some of her eyelashes off. So she thought it might be a fluky thing, went and bought another one, used it, and it worked fine. Went and bought another one, used it, and it cut her lashes off again. So I don't know if that's pretty common for it to be so inconsistent in quality, but definitely something I guess to think about. So far though, I am loving mine. I would even go so far as to say it's been the best one I've had, believe it or not. So let's just hope that either Dollar Tree stepped up their games and they're more consistent now, or wanted to go with a dark lip since it is winter time. That one seems to be just a little bit more purpley. I was going for more of a brown, but it's pretty. I like it. I like it. What you think? So anyway, that's that for today. I'm going to go out there and finish up a few more Christmas cards before we have to get ready to go for tonight. See if I can finally get those done. If not, then hopefully they'll be ready to finally go in the mail tomorrow. This has been a long process because there's a lot of them to do. But anyway, and I want to go check on those cookies. Everything smells so delicious around here. I want to thank all of you so very much for sitting here chatting with me for a little while today. Hope you're having a great holiday season, and I'll see you very soon in the next video.